they're good. But I'm just letting you know.
There's a puppy coming. We got a dog down here. But hi, everyone. We are live at White Oak Pastures, and we'll wait for people to get on. But this is Jenny Harris, if you guys haven't met her yet, or maybe seen her online. But today,
I try to do as little as that as possible.
No, well, I'm trying to get her more comfortable. So hey, guys who have joined, ask questions, engage. We're at White Oak Pastures in Bluffton, Georgia, and we are with Jenny Harris, and she's here to kind of answer some questions, and those questions that we can't answer, that maybe Will Harris, your father, can answer. We'll answer, or we'll ask those questions in an interview, which will drop on my YouTube later. So subscribe, hit the notification bell on my YouTube channel, because we also just cooked a ribeye with Lewis. And who is Lewis?
Lewis is our chef. So
Yes.
he is so incredibly talented. He came to us a little over 2 years ago, and he leads our dining service. We cook 21 meals a week, so 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. Breakfast, lunch, and supper, and it is delicious.
Yeah, and so if you guys aren't familiar with White Oak Pastures here, where are you based? It's in Bluffton, Georgia, and so if you aren't familiar, they have this beautiful, restaurant and store, and you can even actually get some beef in here too. Come pick up some meat, but come here, stay, tour. Eat at the restaurant here too. They cook everything in tallow or butter, or do you guys cook in ghee at all? Or
Nope,
I don't know if you
pretty
have
much
ghee.
just our tallow.
Okay, cool. Yeah, which is perfect, right? It's a carnivore dream. And yeah, you get to see and learn all about regenerative agriculture. So something that obviously you guys are passionate about here at White Oak Pastures. Grass-fed beef. So like I said, stay tuned for the simple tips of how to cook 100% grass-fed ribeye by Lewis, who is their chef here at White Oak Pastures. But today we have something very exciting. We're giving away
four Tomahawk steaks.
She just threw that number out.
4.
Holy moly!
We're going big.
Yeah,
we're going big.
Go bigger. So 4. So engage, ask questions. We're here to answer your questions, whether it's relative to regenerative agriculture or grass-fed meats. We're here, so I'm just looking through some of the questions too, if there was anything on here already. Where are you based? We already said Bluffton, Georgia. So once again, for those of you popping on, Bluffton, Georgia, White Oak Pastures, this is Jenny Harris. So let's talk about feeding a family. And actually, this is kind of the, we had some conversations earlier as we were cooking the ribeye as to, what, Jenny has 2 kids, right? How old are they?
So Jack is 7,
Okay.
Lottie is 18 months.
Oh, wow.
So quite the spread.
Yeah, okay. And so, my community, the carnivore, the animal-based community, are very curious as to, how to cook for a family and make it quick and make it convenient. Obviously, I'm not a fan of, fast food or any of those convenient, ultra-processed foods. So if you are animal-based and as a family of animal-based, how do you make like a quick meal for them?
So what we do is we put pressure on ourselves, because the worst thing in the world is to have to eat out because you didn't thaw any meat.
Yeah.
So every Sunday we put, however much we think we'll need for the week in the refrigerator. And, the big items that we like to eat, shepherd's pie, spaghetti, tacos, hamburger sliders. So the thing for us, the barrier of entry is having something to cook. Once you cross over the barrier of entry and you've got something in your refrigerator to cook,
Right.
it's really, really simple.
So about approximately how much meat are you taking out through the week to feed a family of 4,
We
right?
probably go through 10 pounds of meat a week.
Okay, 10 pounds of meat. Okay, so you're pulling out literally 10 pounds, so maybe
Yep.
you'll pull out a couple of like ground beef or what
Yep.
other
ground
cuts,
beef. We'll do a couple of steaks a week.
Okay.
Not every week, but
Right.
we do try to eat a couple of steaks a week. And we eat a lot of sausage, bacon. We do breakfast for supper a
Yeah,
lot, so
yeah.
biscuits and eggs. I know not everybody eats biscuits, but we're
Sure.
Southerners. We eat biscuits.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not,
No judgment here. I
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
But so breakfast suppers are really popular at our house. We eat a lot of sausage. We eat ground pork. We've got a steak burger grind that's really good. So if you want something a little nicer than just ground beef.
Sure.
We grind the the extra rib loins, strip loins, and tenderloins at the end of the week and make a really good steak burger grind.
Okay.
So we do that occasionally, but those are the most cooked items. We make enchiladas a good
Ooh,
bit.
yeah.
So those are really
nice.
good.
That's really nice. And I know I was talking to her too about leftovers or not leftovers, and so you guys are.
Oh, we're leftovers people.
Yeah.
I cook a lot to have leftovers.
Yeah, and so that's really the time saving right there too to help. Cool. Let me look at some of these questions. So for those of you who joined, we are in Bluffton, Georgia at White Oak Pastures. Look how rad these hats are too.
They are great.
I know.
They look great on you.
Oh, thanks. You can get them online too. Actually, I noticed you guys have different colors too. I was like, oh, that's rad. So let me look for different questions. If you guys have any questions about grass-fed, grass-finished beef, regenerative agriculture, is there a network of regenerative farmers in the U.S. that work together in any way? That's really cool. So Jenny, I'll have you take that one away.
Yep. So there are. Unfortunately, there are too few of us. I think that regenerative agriculture is not super scalable, but it is highly replicatable. And there are great people out there. I'll just list a few. 1915 Farms. They're great people in Texas.
yes.
You should check them out if you have not.
I meant to
just
reach
built
out
a meadery, a butcher shop. They're great people. Friends of ours. Greg Gunthorpe in Indiana. He does a really stellar job. Pastured pork. So there are several of us that we talk a good bit. So
Yeah, and so, I guess maybe they're looking forward to a good resource where it's okay, let me just go online and then.
I've got a good one.
What's
so
that?
This is new.
Okay.
AJ Richards, who's another buddy of ours, he's from Utah. He came up with this idea to build a platform for farmers to sell direct to consumer. It's called From the Farm.
Okay.
AJ Richards.
Oh, okay.
Everybody should check it out.
Oh.
So we got into selling direct to consumer, a decade ago, and people like AJ weren't around doing the really wonderful technological things that they're doing today. But From the
Sure.
Farm is a platform. Farmers can get on, they can list their products, and AJ makes it super simple to sell direct to consumer. So if you're looking
amazing.
for somebody, I encourage you to check out From the Farm.
So is this more for farmers that have a specific practice, like regenerative? Or
Any
is this,
farmer.
Okay.
Any
Cool.
farm, every shade of gray, whatever your liking is, whether it's poultry, beef, grass-fed, grain-finished,
Sure.
Whatever it is, you can find. They need more farmers on the platform.
Yeah.
But the ones that are there, we're there, and several others are there. I hope everybody will check it out.
Yeah, and I think that's where you start too when it comes to all of these things, right? Because there's a lot of things from the community too where, maybe not everybody can source from regenerative or 100% grass-fed, and I think, what's the first step into, getting there if that is your ultimate goal? And I think it is to just start buying direct from the farmer and then having that relationship with the farmer and then having conversations with them, and then hopefully, you guys together as a community will sort of, pave the way for, for good farming practices, also based off of just questions. I'm sure that, farmers are open to just listening and hearing from their customers, essentially.
Well, if change in the food system is going to happen, it has to happen with the consumer.
Right.
It's not going to happen because of lobbyists. It's not going to happen, because of anybody else's, demand, but the consumer. Consumer votes with their dollars to
Right.
decide how the world's going to be.
Right.
And so if consumers want to see agriculture being done differently, they've got to support those doing it differently. It
Right.
doesn't have to be with every purchase.
Right.
But,
I agree.
incrementally show your support.
Right, I agree. Same, and so maybe it's okay, once a week, I'm going to order 2 pounds or something of meat, and then the rest of the time you guys make your other choices. But that's something little that can help too. And so just for those people that hopped on, we are in Bluffton, Georgia, White Oak Pastures here, and I'm with Jenny Harris over here. Her father, you may know, is Will Harris as well too. Somebody said carnivore saved my skin. Great, I know it saved a lot of people's skin. So speaking of carnivore, since I'm with Jenny Harris and since I am here in Bluffton, Georgia at White Oak Pastures, they we are giving away something special. What are we giving away?
I think we said 4 tomahawks, didn't we?
So, 4 tomahawks. So those that engage and ask really awesome questions, you know, we're just going to pick randomly somebody who's going to win 4 tomahawks. And they just started selling these crazy 100% grass-fed, amazing-looking tomahawks. I saw White Oak had an event I wanted to attend, I believe in January. Will they be hosting more events for visitors? And if so, what do they have planned?
Absolutely. We've got an event planned almost every month. So anything from beekeeping, we had a garden workshop, so a vegetable garden. This past weekend, we had a big summit with the nonprofit my dad founded, CFAR, the Center for Agricultural Resilience, back in March. Let's see, later this year, we've got some immersive introductions to regenerative agriculture. We've got some fundamental workshops, a tallow workshop, leather demonstration workshop.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, we've, I think I said beekeeping, maybe not. If I didn't, I'm saying it now.
Yeah,
beekeeping.
yeah.
So, but anyway, so yeah, we've got a full docket.
Oh, cool. And you can find that all on their online whiteoakpastures.com too, to just look for events and things like that. Are you familiar with Tusk, Sedge, and PA? They are my beef source. Do you guys know anything about them?
I don't know them.
Yeah. Okay, sometimes it's hard to know everybody, but hopefully they, you know, you guys are having conversations with them. Sorry, my thing is like messed up. There we go. Conversations with them.
I'll lean in.
Yeah, exactly. Lean in. Okay, cool. So for those of you tuning in, White Oak Pastures in Bluffton, Georgia, we are talking just anything. You guys ask questions, engage. We're giving away 4 tomahawks, which is crazy. People are just like saying hi, yeehaw. Never heard of a tomahawk cut. Which part is that? Do you want to tell them a little bit about the
So this is cut
tomahawk?
from the rib loin. I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's a big, beautiful bone coming out. This
Let's get a
is
closer look. Ooh, a tomahawk. Okay.
right at 2 pounds. And so it's a nice thick steak. We just filmed a cooking little segment that Lindsay will put up later.
Yes.
But it will talk about cooking a ribeye. So this is just the Mac Daddy version.
The Mac Daddy.
This is a special event steak, not an everyday steak.
Yeah, it totally is. I mean, it could be an everyday steak if people really enjoy it that much. But yeah, we just filmed how to cook the perfect 100% grass-fed ribeye from Lewis here, who is a chef at White Oak Pastures. As mentioned before, they have a beautiful restaurant over here too. So, like, if you guys are looking for things to do, you know, on the weekends or want to explore and learn, they've got really cool things here. Farm tours, specifically regenerative agriculture, just, you know, educating and learning on that is amazing. And then they have a beautiful dining hall that they just cook their meats and all the things in tallow, so you'll be well nourished, and it also is really tasty. So stay tuned to my YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because we'll have some direction of how you guys can cook the perfect ribeye, 100% grass-fed. Now, one more question before we head out. Do you also sell beef bones for making bone broth?
We do. So we sell knuckle bones, marrow bones, and then just rib bones, but we also make our own broth in our own farm commissary. So one of the things that makes White Oak Pastures a little unique is that we try to do as much as we can in Bluffton. So we actually have our own processing plant, so we process our livestock, but in addition to that, we have our own value-added kitchen where we make our own, our own broths. We make a ramen broth, a beef broth, a poultry broth. But we sell the bones if you want to do it at home too. Yeah,
and so I also have some tutorials on that as well. But sometimes, you know, snagging some really good quality bone broths just to have for convenience sake too sometimes is really amazing. So thank you for that, because I need some, you know, sometimes I just need to pull it out.
A little time.
Yeah.
Just let us handle that for you.
Exactly. One more question is, do you plan on consider carrying your products again in any grocery stores, such as like Sprouts and all that? I know you guys are in Publix. Or...
Yep. So we sell to Publix. Publix is our largest wholesale grocer. We also sell to the Atlanta division of Kroger. And then in the Northeast, Mom's Organics Market.
Oh, I've never heard of Mom's.
They're great. They are some of the greatest people I've ever met.
Oh,
so
great.
Mom's is great, and there are a few other smaller ones, independent retailers. You can find a list of those on our website.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just go to www.whiteoakpastures.com and you guys can find all of the resources that we talked about from, just the workshops here online, as well as events, as well as where you can find them in retail stores. So that's super amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining, and thank your questions. Thanks, Jenny, for being here. Thank you so much for the generous giveaway. 4 Tomahawks is coming to someone special. Randomly picked that engaged, chatted with us this conversation, and I will post that after this. We'll pick a winner after this. So thanks again. And where else can we find you? So we can find you online. We can find you on Instagram, White Oak Pastures.
Yep. Facebook. Dad has a LinkedIn.
Okay.
And that's really it. If you want to find us, come to Bluffton. It's a really great place to be.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Especially now. It's beautiful.
It will get hot. So come now.
I know. Come now, or maybe the fall time is kind of
fall's
the next.
great.
Yeah.
Just don't come in July or August.
July.
I don't even want to be here then.
Yeah, but you have to be.
I have to be.
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere, but I don't want to be here.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, for joining. Hope you guys got some insight into White Oak Pastures. Jenny Harris here. So thanks for joining. See you.